Hello. You might be wondering, Josh, Mr. Jawabla, why are you wearing a wrinkled shirt? Shh. Today, we're going to be talking about embarrassing things. And not just any embarrassing thing, universally experienced embarrassing moments. Also, I'm dressed like a therapist because that's the bit for today. I'm your therapist. Not actually though, because I can't say that because I think I'd go to jail for fraud. Anyways, you guys like my cool Spider-Man tee and my wrinkled shirt? It's awesome. Moving on. I look like a really bad substitute teacher. Oh my god. Embarrassing things. It's probably happened to you. In fact, it's definitely happened to you. It's happened to me. A lot. Maybe too much. So as your therapist, we're going to be talking together about universally embarrassing things. And then I'm going to rank them on a tier list because content. Yeah? Now clearly by looking at me, you could tell I've never been embarrassed in my life. In my life. So I made a list of what I think are the top, like 5 or 10, somewhere around there. I'm just too lazy to count. I made something of like 1, 2, 3. I made a list of the top 7 most embarrassing moments that I think everyone's experienced in their life. I think. If I find out I'm the only one that's experienced something this embarrassing, this is the last you ever seen of me then. That's gonna happen. So when you think about embarrassing moments, you most likely think about any time in school. Because kids are brutal and they don't stop. It's awful. But a fun thing about that is that sometimes people don't grow up and they still treat you like that, even outside of school. Yeah. But majority of these things are stuff that happens in school. But the first thing that we have on the list is just anywhere it could happen. School, a job, seeing a friend you haven't seen in like 10 years, you know? It's handshakes. I'm talking about handshakes. You can almost picture it. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're walking down the street in like New York City, and then you see some guy who looks kind of familiar, like you kind of know him from like 5 years ago, and then he looks at you and you have like the eye contact moment. You're like, oh my god, that's Jim. I haven't seen Jim in forever. How's he doing? I'm gonna go say hi to him. So then you both, they kind of have the same thing. You look at each other. You go, oh my god, hey, how you doing? And then you both go like this, right? You go to dap him up, but Jim doesn't want to dap you up. He's going for the fist bump. And now you get to that moment where you both kind of do that awkward thing of like parking a spaceship in like a little, it just doesn't work. And then now you're both there going, I now remember why I haven't talked to this guy in 5 years. He's a jackass. So yeah, that's not great. And that's not even necessarily a handshake. That's just dapping someone up. You could be at like a job interview or meeting a family member of someone else, like your girlfriend's, and then you're just like, hey, how you doing? You go for the handshake, you go for a crisp handshake, and you kind of just got a sweaty, or you don't know what you're doing, and you have like a dead fish kind of hand. Yeah, those are the worst. Or even worse, someone goes for a hug and you go for the handshake. Oh my god, I hate that. I hate it so much. You need to let me know 5 minutes in advance. If you're walking down the street, if I'm about to meet you, any of that, and you want a hug or you want a handshake, you walk up to me like this, so I know what you're planning. Not something like, oh, you're right here, we're about to lean in, I see you leaning in for the handshake. Come here, give me a hug. Oh, this is awkward. No, I hate that. Stop it. Bad. Anyways, yeah, terrible handshakes suck. That is a definite S tier. Vile. Awful. Why is there a D tier? No, hold on, let's make that, there we go, that's looking better. So yeah, bad handshakes, S tier. Is what you thought I was gonna say. It's actually an A tier because they are uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable, don't get me wrong. But I'm never like blushing about it. I'm just like, shit. It's one of those, it's A tier because I'm still thinking about it at 2 a.m. Like after the whole event's done, whatever happened, I'm sitting at night and I'm going, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. So A tier. I think that's fair. The next embarrassing moment, something that I also think most people have experienced. There are a few people I know don't experience this, but I've definitely experienced this. And it happens a lot, at least it happened a lot, because I'm the palest motherfucker known on this planet. Look at me, I blend in with this shirt I'm wearing. So, if you couldn't figure out what I'm talking about, it's blushing, or turning red specifically. And I don't mean like blushing like, oh, haha, someone flirted with me, you're so silly. No, I mean like, look at this idiot. Look at him. Everyone stare. So then my face turns red, and I feel the heat I'm sweating, and it's like, oh my God, every second is a year. One of those moments. This is one of the things I was talking about for school. This mainly happened to me in school, not nowadays. I don't think I usually turn red. Usually. Happens sometimes, but mainly in school. It started off with something silly, just like a teacher calling my name if I was like doodling on the desk, and they'd be like, Josh, and I'd be like, and like you would see my face turn more red, like I had high blood pressure. That's why your face turns red, right? Or is it cholesterol? I don't know, I'm not old yet. But yeah, like I just, it was awful. So this in general, turning red sucks, It just happens where maybe like you get picked on in a friend group or something, or you say something that you think is cool and people are like, what? And you feel yourself turning red, you feel the heat, your cheeks are turning, like your whole face, you feel in your ears. It's bad. I had it pretty bad. Yeah, not great. Well, actually, hang on. Let me add something about turning red. Hang on, I got this. There we go. We'll do this. Yeah, this image. This image is good. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. Something like this, where you turn a little red and you get like all embarrassed. And you're like, oh, this sucks. I wish I died. Yeah, that in general, that's up there in A tier. I want the moment to be done as soon as possible, and I wish I could just slam my head into the floor. Just, and that's it. But there's a part 2 to this one. And this one still happens to this day to me, and you know who you are if you've done this to me. Let me elaborate. You turn red, right? The exact scenario I was just mentioning. But now one of your friends decides, I'm gonna make this guy's life so much worse, and they point it out, and they go, "Hey, everybody, this guy's turning red!" And then now everyone's just like their neck snaps, and they go like, and they're staring at you. And now you go from red to purple. Now you're just like. Yeah, that. You do that. It's the worst. I hate it. And I have one particular person in mind that does this to me. And it's fucked. It's fucked up. That's mean. I don't deserve that. I don't think anyone deserves that. That should be a war crime. Pointing out someone turning red. Just leave them alone. They know it. Everyone else knows it. They know they're blushing and turning red. The person themselves going, God, I wish I was dead. And then you point it out. You sick bastard. Yeah, this is an S tier. This one, that's why I have this one. The guy dying, that's what you feel like in that moment. Yeah, S tier. Turning red when someone points it out, S tier. Awful. And if you do that and you think it's funny, it's not. You're not being funny. No one here's laughing. I don't see anyone laughing. You? I also don't see anyone. Do you see someone? I know I'm like your therapist, so like I should probably jot that. You see people. How many? 2. Oh. Guess who's going on medications today? This one shouldn't happen to anyone in high school or even middle school, but before that, this is like an early school day type of shenanigans. And it's calling your teacher mom. Bonus points if your teacher's a man. That's just, wow, you fucked up that one, buddy. Or if you have a teacher that you kind of find hot and call them mom, then you're done. That hasn't happened to me, thankfully. But yeah, that's probably, I could tell it happened to you. Yeah, I could see you. I'm pointing at you. Yeah. Don't think you got away with that. Yeah, 5th grade, that teacher you had the hots for? Yeah, I know. I'm a therapist. Of course I know. I'm not actually a therapist. I should say that again. I'm not an actual So yeah, calling your teacher mom. It's embarrassing. Most people do it, but you don't really turn red. But again, you stay up until 2 a.m. going, you idiot. This is a solid B tier. This is like average embarrassment. Happens. Your friends will laugh at you, like, idiot. But again, if you called your male teacher mom, this is S tier. If you did that, man, you deserve every moment of embarrassment after. It's just, you fucked up. Happens. And again, speaking more on classroom embarrassment, farting in class. Everyone's done it, I think. Probably. At some point. I know I have. It's weird because I've only done it, I think, once. And I remember it so well. The crazy part is that I was in kindergarten. I'm not joking. I remember it so well. I was sitting on the rug. It was like reading time. And my teacher was reading the newspaper. I don't know why. And she was mentioning how, like, self-driving cars were going to be a thing possibly in the future, which, hey, how about that? She was right. But anyways, we were sitting on the rug. I'm all the way in the back. All right. And I've told my friends this story because they think it's hilarious and it's awful. I was sitting in the back. So, like, we're all sitting on the rug. My teacher's over like here, I'm all the way over here. It happens, you know, your tummy rumbles, you go, I gotta fart. I gotta toot. I gotta almost shit myself. And so it happens, and it's loud, and it's like one of those like, kind of like rumbles the room a little bit. And so they darted at me. They did like one of those, but I thought I could get away with this. I'm smart. So you know what I did? Forgetting I sat in the back, I did one of those, if I look behind me, we could pin it on the guy who's behind me. And so I also looked behind me to realize there's no one behind me. So everyone, including my teacher, whose eyes bulged out of her fucking head, she was like, heard me fart and was like as if like, I'd killed someone. And yeah, I thought I got away with it. I thought I was like so smart for turning around. And no, I had to then, while turning back, I had to turn back and face everyone staring at me, being like, shit, there's no one behind me. It haunts me to this day. That was kindergarten. I still remember it. So yeah, it's just, you know, everyone's pointing at you. You look like an idiot. That's why I chose this image, because I couldn't think of another one for someone farting in a classroom. This is S tier. It'd be A tier normally, but the fact that I personally turned around trying to pin on someone else, I went, oh, they'll never get. Oh shit. Yeah, I dug my own grave there. That's S tier embarrassment. Next, now this one could happen in school, and probably does happen mainly in school because people are cringy in school. But this could also happen nowadays, but not to me because I'm hilarious. But it's saying a joke and no one hears it, so you think. So you say the same joke again, and then come to the horrible realization that it just was not funny. Everyone heard you, but they didn't think the joke was funny. Again, never happens to me. I'm hilarious. Right, guys? Right? It's rough, you know? And again, you say it again, you double down. You're like, no, this is funny. They just didn't hear me. It's like, wow, like, read the room, idiot. I can't read the room sometimes, and it's an issue, okay? Whatever. This is like another B tier. This is a B tier. There's a part 2 to this one. Hang on. Screw it. We're using this image of Conan O'Brien, even though it makes no sense for the situation. Don't ask why I have an image of Conan O'Brien. Moving on. So, part 2 of this one is when your friend does it. You get the secondhand embarrassment. Secondhand embarrassment may not be that bad for some people, but it's rough for me, man. When you watch your own friend make a joke and it doesn't land and you're not even laughing, you can't give them the pity laugh because that almost makes things worse. But you have to sit there and go, I know exactly how this poor fuck feels. Yeah, that's the worst. And you're going, oh my god. Yeah, that's bad. So imagine that, but for some reason I chose the image as Conan O'Brien. Not saying he's cringy, he's actually really funny. But this is the image I felt like using. Don't question me. This is fuck you, don't question me. It's bad when it happens to your friend, but it's not you, so it's not that bad. So it's like a C tier. It's like, idiot, and also, but glad it's not me, but, you know. I gotta be undiagnosed with something. It's just, whew, you know? And now, the last one I could think of that's really embarrassing. Again, there's probably millions that I missed, but this is the last one I thought of. Saying a joke, again, but now you have offended someone. You've upset someone with your joke. You tried to be funny, you thought you had a good joke, and you failed. You failed miserably. You couldn't read the room. You couldn't get the friend group's, you know, humor. And now you made someone upset. Idiot. Yeah, this is an embarrassing thing. This does happen occasionally. Not to me, of course, because again, I'm a genius when it comes to comedy. It's awful. It's the worst. You try to get the humor, and you go like, oh, this guy's a bit, you know, dark humor, okay. And you say it, and then someone else in the group who's like the nicest person you've ever met is like, why would you say it? Oh my god. And now you're like, I swear I was just trying to be funny, like me. At that point, call it quits, you know? That's when you just gotta pack it up, move to a different country, change your name, and never go back, because you can't do that. Nope. So yeah, this one's rough. This is like, you don't turn red, but it's rough. This is an A tier. You feel awful every time because you usually offend someone who's a nice person and you just fucked up. You idiot. What's your problem? Well, that's gonna do it for all the embarrassing moments on a tier list. I'm your therapist, Jawabla, and just remember, anything you do, It's embarrassing. Everything you do is embarrassing. Don't think we don't notice. Everyone's looking at you. Everyone's judging you. It's embarrassing. Be embarrassed. Until next time, have a lovely rest of your day. I'm Jawabala. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. And if not,